20 years ago, there was a tragedy that happened in my community, Mission Hill. It was a Stuart tragedy when a pregnant white woman was allegedly killed by an African-American male. It was an all-out hunt for all African-American men. Men were strip searched, their civil rights savagely violated. Young kids were coming into the center where I was the director, one of the youngest directors in the city, Mission Hill Community Centers, and I didn't know what to do. But I believe that the only way we could have done it was to exact punishment on our elected officials who did not stand up for the rights of these young people who were being victimized. We started voter registration drives at local storefronts in the area. Unfortunately, the young men who were being strip searched did not come out to the drives. So we started Dunk the Vote. And at this tournament, we had Boston's best talent. We had community-based organizations coming together to give out information as it relates to their mission. We had voter registration drives going on. We had the community-based organizations working together to develop a community. We have a big event that we're working on, Hill and Harmony, to really bring the community together, and it's really a chance to get it right. So, I'm just wondering, what was you doing during that time when the Stewart case happened?
Yeah, well, when the Stewart case happened, I was 12 years old, and it happened right on my street. The incident happened on my street, and I remember just the turmoil that the city was, that the community was in. This was the image of Mission Hill. This was, the dangerous area that you didn't want to go to. Mission Hill has always been a diverse area with all different groups of people, and through the years it has also changed, and we have new influx of students, we have new immigrant groups, and it's just wonderful to see that diversity. But it's something that needs to be explicitly talked about and dealt with, because it's the race is always going to be something that makes us different, but it doesn't necessarily need to be something that divides us. And as this initiative has shown, Mission Hill is diverse, it's beautiful, and it's something that needs to be celebrated, but the tough issues need to be talked about as well. We don't say, oh, we stand together, and what does that mean? Where's the force behind that? Because it's one thing to say that we stand together, but we need to talk about the issues that might divide us. We could come together and have a diversity celebration and not talk about the Stewart case, right? Exactly. You don't have to bring up something that happened 20 years ago, but you do it because you said wounds were not healed. It's time to really talk about the issues, and it's time to talk about how far have we come and where haven't we come and why, and where do we all take our personal responsibility in making that change.
Remember that day?
I know, it was sad back when all the kids were being harassed and disrespected, strip searched and whatnot. And sometimes things like that, we go through it and we deal with the pain of the kids and the families and whatnot. And then coming out of it and looking back in a retrospective manner, we tend to think about what's going on good now. But some of the pain that we suffered, it's almost like we fought for us to have some of the peace that we have right now in Mission Hill. And it really people that was here had such a sense of pride that this is happening right here in Mission Hill, in the hood, place where we love, where we grew up and stuff like that. That's how they were thinking. And it's funny because they were looking at you and I as representatives from them, saying we're not in the funeral, but hey, Ron is there, Pastor D is there, like that. And then when you when we were sitting in the funeral, you couldn't help to think back to the Stewart incident, and how the place was in such turmoil because of racial tension. People who felt they didn't have any racial problems years ago, all of a sudden it came to the surface when a black man was accused of killing a white woman. And we recognized right off the cuff that no, a brother didn't do it. I own Mission Hill, or claim Mission Hill, may I say, because our church was here for so many years. And when I was a kid, I used to run these streets with Ron, playing basketball. It was little Ron back then. and we had a wonderful time. And so when people speak of Mission Hill today, they speak of it with a sense of pride. It's not a byword. It's not something that they speak of in a way they feel a sense of disdain. And so I'm grateful to the fact that people hung in there and they stood up for what was right. And they had people such as yourself and others who spoke up for these kids who were being disrespected and for this community that was being disrespected at that time. And so now you can see the deference that's given to Mission Hill, not just because of Kennedy's funeral being at the Mission Church, but also because of the simple fact you can see people working together. And I think that we all have to continue to remind ourselves of where we were, where we are now, and where we desire to go. We desire to have an even better Mission Hill, a better city of Boston for our children and children's children.
Okay, Tito.
How you doing today, man?
I'm doing very well. We're obviously in front of the Tobin Gym, and I want you to go back to the year 1989 and tell me what happened to you.
Well, first, I was skinny in 1989. And
All right.
And I was coming to the Tobin Community Center here to play basketball. And, you know, the police rolled up on us. And they told us to put our hands up here. Actually, a little bit further down. And they made us drop our pants.
And search.
And I was searched. But it felt horrible, man. The fact that I knew I couldn't say anything. I knew that my voice at that time would have been silenced.
You don't feel without voice today.
No, I don't. And
I think that says a great deal. You know, regardless of whatever's going to happen, think about that as change. It's amazing.
But this place felt like home. It was a second home for a lot of the children, and a lot of community meetings were being held here. And you know, when I was talking to you, Jim, about, you know, having this harmony on the hill, here, right in this facility, right here in the gymnasium, I think this speaks to the importance of people coming together in a place where they feel safe. Back then it was safe, outdoors, when people were being strip searched, they came here. They came here for refuge. They came here for direction and guidance and protection. And I think it's important because this is one of the biggest gyms in the city. So Mission Hill is a very diverse community. You know, we have Christians, Jews, Asian, we have Latinos, we have black, we have white, we have Somalians, we have everybody. And this is a welcoming community.
Oh, that's another reason to come.
Yeah, you're going to see yourself.
Be in a video.
Hey, what up, yo? Look at it. Say what up. What up? Mission! We love Mission Hill!
But this was a refuge. And even though people were being strip searched on the way here during the Carol Stewart case, people still came.
Right.
And they came because it felt good. And it empowered us. And I don't know if you remember this, but during that time, I don't know how you did this, but you set it up for us to go over to Charlestown.
Okay. Yeah.
And put us in a van to go play street hockey. I didn't know two things. I didn't know where Charlestown was and that they had projects there, and I also didn't know how to play street hockey. And we got our butt whooped over there, but we had a fun time. And they also came, the kids from there came to the Tobin Community Center, and we played basketball, and we whooped up on them too. But it was a release at that time to know that we could move around different parts of the city, see different parts of the city, even though we were being victimized in our own neighborhood, in our own community. And I think that small thing at that time, to me, is a really big thing now, and it speaks to where we're headed. And even in a difficult time in Mission Hill, we were able to move forward and we were able to see some light. But I think the highest points for Mission Hill are left to be written, and it's going to be on us to be the authors of that future.
I remember talking with teenage kids who were telling me the horror stories of being stopped on Parker Street and searched, and how bad these were teenage black males who were friends of John, who is a white teenage male. They were all good friends, all Mission Hill Little Leaguers, etc., good kids. And what I really think about the most is working on Beacon Hill and being told that I shouldn't stay on Mission Hill because it was too dangerous. And I'm still here, and I'm glad I am, because look at this. I got my little neighbor with me, and I love him. I love all my neighbors. We've always been international. Del Ave was different than most. We were just a together family. It didn't matter what race, what religion. We were together here, and that was a tragedy. And
Do the police officers come to your school and talk with you?
No, because we have cameras and they're always in the top of the building
So
at the
nothing bad will
police
happen?
house.
Would you like the police to come to your school and talk with you? And so you could know who they are?
I would like them to say something nice to me.
So that you'd know them and they would know what a good kid you are.
Go to, Gio.
The Tobin,
Oh, where's that? Mission Hill.
and it's in Mission Hill, and I'm in first grade.
Mission Hill came together for something that responded to a tragedy, and that tragedy was the murder, but it definitely was the aftermath of the murder and the trauma and the degradation that so many young black males were put through in Mission Hill. And it was an attempt to turn things around, to make us a neighborhood that we knew we were, and to show the rest of the world that's exactly who we were. And here it is 20 years later, and Ron Bell had the very brilliant idea, we got to do it again. And he approached me, and that's exactly what we're doing. And I think it's just amazing. It's exciting. And what we want to do is to stress who we are as a neighborhood, what our powers, our strengths, and what makes us unique, but also to look at ourselves so that we can be even better. And I don't know, what more should a neighborhood be or do than that? So I'd like you to join all of us in this next coming year to make Mission Hill an even more unique and vibrant neighborhood. Thank you. We both were involved with Mission Hill and Harmony.
Right.
And a lot of other people on Mission Hill, a large number of people were involved in Mission Hill and Harmony. And it came from the tragedy. We need to look at the fact that, you know, there was still unfinished business. And one of the things that happened was that the people who were really hurt were never dealt with, were never really apologized to. And when I think about that, I really think about the Bennett family and how much they had to have gone through. And I guess for me, I see that as something unfinished from even Mission Hill and Harmony. And you went on ahead and did things like Dunk the Vote, other kinds of very, very positive things from that whole experience, in a way, of what happened to people on Mission Hill when Carol DiMaiti Stuart was killed. So you must have some of that same feeling.
As you mentioned, Jim, this is truly a Mission Hill story, and there's a chapter we did indeed miss, and it was the apology to the Bennett family for the pain and the suffering that the Bennett family, Willie, and the family experienced. And I personally want to say to the Bennett family that on behalf of the Mission Hill community, that we are truly sorry for what you experienced, because we know that we were in pain and we suffered through that, but you suffered even more. So with this new initiative, this is the time to make the wrongs right. This is a time for healing, reconciliation, and forgiveness. Again, we say sorry. God bless you.